Did you know that prepositions are the glue that holds sentences together? Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about prepositions. Prepositions are words used to indicate relationships between other words in a sentence. There are 8 types of prepositions. There are prepositions of time, place, direction, manner, agent, possession, measure, and source. Let's look at each of these types of prepositions and see how they are used in sentences. First, let's look at prepositions of time. Prepositions of time are used to indicate when an event takes place. For example, the school year begins on Tuesday. Here the preposition on tells us when the school year starts. Second, let's look at prepositions of place. We use prepositions of place to indicate where something or someone is located. For example, the books are on the table. Here the preposition on tells us where the books are located. Third, let's look at prepositions of direction. We use prepositions of direction to indicate movement. For example, they were running toward the finish line. Here the preposition toward tells us the direction in which they were running. Fourth, let's look at prepositions of manner. We use prepositions of manner to indicate how an action is performed. For example, the football player responded with aggression when harassed by the opposition. Here the preposition with tells us how the football player responded. He responded with aggression. Fifth, let's look at prepositions of agent. Prepositions of agent indicate the person or thing that performs an action. For example, the game was won by the home team. Here the preposition by tells us who won the game. The game was won by the home team. Another example, the garden was maintained by the old man. Here the preposition by tells us who performed the action. It was the old man who maintained the garden. Sixth, let's look at prepositions of possession. Prepositions of possession indicate ownership or connection. For example, the car belonging to Rachel was damaged in the hailstorm. Here we see that the preposition belonging to tells us the ownership of the car. It was the car belonging to Rachel that was damaged. Another example, I saw a girl with a red dress. Here we see that the preposition with connects the girl and the red dress. It was the girl with the red dress that I saw, not the one with the blue dress or pink dress, but the one with the red dress. Seventh, let's look at prepositions of measure. Prepositions of measure indicate quantity or tells us by how much. For example, I sell potatoes by the pound. Here the preposition by tells us in what size quantity I sell the potatoes. I sell them by the pound. Another example, the banks charge interest rates at 10%. Here we see that the preposition at tells us by how much the bank charges interest. They charge interest rates at 10%. Eighth, let's look at prepositions of source. We use prepositions of source to indicate origin or the starting point. For example, I got the sweets from the jar. Here we see that the preposition from tells us where the source of the sweets came from. They came from the jar. Another example, I bought the envelopes from the post office. Here we see the preposition from tells us where the source of the envelopes came from. They came from the post office. So as you can see, prepositions are a very important part of grammar and are used to indicate relationships between words in a sentence. I hope this video has been helpful and that you now have a better understanding of prepositions. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It would be much appreciated.